Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukutali.
And a very good evening to you. It's back on the streets for the People's Channel. Newsline from Newsfirst, live from Galle, opposite the Presidential Secretariat, the old Parliament, and today is the 21st day, and as you can see, it is besieged by the sovereign people of Sri Lanka. There is absolutely no letdown in the number of people who are here. They continue to take their turns and come to show their utter unhappiness, I suppose, at the lack of governance, at the need for change, and the people appear not to be taken in by what appears to be a sort of a mismatch, in that they ask for the resignation or the removal of the Prime Minister. A lot of people I spoke to say that they are not taken in by these statements, that the buck ends with the President of Sri Lanka. He is the executive president. He has virtually untrammeled powers under the Constitution, and it is he, according to some people I spoke to, who should be resigning. That seems to be the message that I'm getting today on the 21st day of the people's protest. It was started off as a silent vigil. It's certainly without violence, but the people have for long ago stopped being silent. They are very vociferous, as you can tell from the sounds in the background. The Presidential Secretariat has been besieged for several days, and today, as I say again, is the 21st day of the people's protest here in Sri Lanka. I'd like to ask some of these people why they're here, and let's see if we can ask them. Let's have a look. Hello there, Faraz Shaukutali, Newsline Live TV1 from the People's Channel, News First. Tell me, sir, why are you here today?
Well, I'm actually here to extend solidarity and to join the people or join the masses in their protests against tyranny, deceit, and the plundering of this country. So I believe that we never got independence from 48. And in fact, now is the time, once this battle is won, that we will have true independence. And I believe enough is enough.
And do you believe, or how much of confidence do you have, or how much of trust do you have in this move to ask the Prime Minister to step down? Do you subscribe to that view?
Well, I obviously subscribe to the view, because we all know that the people want what the people are asking for.
Yeah.
And it's only fair that this age of tyranny, as I said, deceit, right, it has to go. This country has never dropped to such low depths, and it's a deep pity that such a beautiful country like ours has to suffer at the hand of this. I really do not want to use the word. So yes, I do believe it's time that we make way for a new Sri Lanka. And
sir, do you subscribe to the view that asking MR, Mahinda Rajapaksa, to step down is actually a distraction, when actually the buck stops not at him, but the buck stops with the President of Sri Lanka, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa?
Well, it is up from the President downwards to the family and to the entire cabinet. I believe that the entire cabinet must go, because nobody can see an end to sight to what is happening. It's only talk and more talk. So it's high time we need action right now.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time being on the People's Channel. Now then, let's have a go. Let me ask. Hello there, sir. Do you mind telling me who you are? What's your name?
I'm Chanaka De Silva. I'm a President's Counsel.
Ah, perfect. Now then, Chanaka, could you tell me, sir, all these people are asking for 225 to go. Some people want the Prime Minister to go. A lot of people I spoke to today say we want the President to go. Some people say we want all of them to go. What's the legal and the constitutional position?
Okay, the position depends on who you are. There is a process for the President, there is a process for the Prime Minister, and there is a process for each MP. Now, if by any chance, if you're looking at the position of the president of course can resign under a letter addressed to the speaker. So that's one way in which he can be taken out. The second method is basically by impeachment. Now, if you are doing an impeachment, the process of impeachment must start in Parliament. And it essentially starts with a motion being given to the speaker. Now, if the speaker is to entertain it, there are two bases on which it can be entertained. If there is 2/3 of members have signed it, the speaker is obligated to accept it. But if it is only 50%, he has the discretion of whether to accept it or not. Now, we saw that once in the case of Mr. Premadasa, where the motion was signed by 50 MPs. It was initially accepted by the speaker, thereafter rejected by the speaker. So that's the process for impeachment of a president.
Right. Thank you very much, Chanaka. Perhaps I might come back to you if you're around here. Thank you very much for being on the People's Channel. Now then, here we are. This is Dr. Hanifa, I believe.
Yes.
Dr. Hanifa, I want to ask you, these several calls and sort of implied message also from the president saying that the Prime Minister and the Cabinet will resign in favor of a new Prime Minister and a new Cabinet. Do you think that this is a distraction when the actual question is whether the President will resign?
Yes, if you it is definitely a distraction because according to the constitution, which I know now, the powers are vested in the president. So without him going, there is no actual change of government or governance. So the youth out here and the professionals such as myself are out here are asking for a change of governance rather than a change of government under the same president. So the call, we represent an organization called the Group of Apolitical Professionals. So what we want is, yes, we don't want distractions. There are very clear demands. The president must resign. The Prime Minister must resign. And then the 19th Amendment must be brought in. And we must have a structure of governance which can go on. So the distraction of the president or whoever is asking for the parliament and the government to resign is an absolute total distraction for us.
And obviously the people have seen through this distraction. Is that what you're saying?
Not only have they seen through it, they have worked out a way of going beyond that as well. That's what they are very clearly asking for the president to go. So the parliament democracy will look after itself and we can go back, we can reset the clock. So it's sine qua non that the president has to go, and this forming of an interim or whatever government is just changing the pillow for a headache.
And coming from a doctor, that might be a proper diagnosis of the problem.
Absolutely so. We know the root cause. There is no point in treating the symptoms anymore. We have to treat the root cause. If not, this youth's effort is a waste. So we as professionals are here to guide them, advise them how to do it through a legal framework like Chanaka was saying, and not to do it illegally. The structure is there. All we have to do is use it and not form new governments.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hanifa. And here's somebody from Newsline before. Thank you, Professor, for being here. Now then, tell me, what are you doing here? Why are you here? I saw you the other day at the entrance to the Secretariat as well. Why are you here?
Yeah, actually, I think as professionals we have a responsibility here because this is an issue that is affecting everyone in the country, and there is a need to address the root causes that has led to this kind of, say, the crowd uprising, so on and so forth. So that is where the professionals' role comes into play, and therefore a lot of us professionals, starting with lawyers and the doctors and several others, engineers and bankers, so on and so forth, we have got together as an independent alliance because we want to find out what are the solutions that can address this issue meaningfully. That is where the 5 solutions President Councillor Chanaka was talking about. So what we believe is now the situation has gone beyond the point of no return, where no piecemeal solution will be adequate. forward. No peaceful solution will be satisfactory. That is why we highlight all the 5 proposals has to be considered together and has to be addressed together, because otherwise there will not be a meaningful solution.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your time with Newsline Live on TV1. We are, of course, part of the Capital Maharaja Media Stables, and we are reporting live and direct from Galle in front of the Presidential Secretariat, where, as you can see, the crowds are huge in number. Let's find out. We spoke to various people, but here's one more professional that we've come across. Sir, tell me, why are you here today?
Actually, I'm a consultant physician. I came here with a group of professionals. In fact, this is an independent group of professionals comprising of doctors, senior lawyers, accountants, engineers of various groups. So we believe at this stage, this cannot be. This is not tolerable. This cannot go on.
So that's interesting that you're a physician. Can you tell me, is it true that we have no medicine, or there is a shortage of medicine?
Some of the medicines are already short supply, and within another 2-3 weeks, another lot will go out of stock. So the health sector will be in real crisis.
What do you really want?
Now, basically, the government has failed. It is pretty clear. Even now, after seeing this has been happening now for a couple of months. Even now, the government is not able to give a solution. No, it's not.
So, what do you want? Is it enough if the Prime Minister goes, or do you want the President also to go?
No, I think the whole government has to change,
including the President.
Otherwise, basically, it has failed. Now, His Excellency the President appointed a new cabinet of ministers, and we see the sort of ridiculous nature of it.
But the President says that he's not to blame for any of all this.
Well, I think when you see this crowd, anybody would understand how the people feel, and we know how the people feel, and that is why now we have a job. We could have lived in other countries. We were working in other countries, but we came here to serve our country. But seeing the pathetic situation in our country, we cannot no longer be silent. So that is why we came here today, to express solidarity with these youths who are having this struggle.
Thank you very much for being on the People's Channel, TV1. This is Newsline Live from Galle in front of the Presidential Secretariat. I wanted to, there were a group of people here who I think we've got time to talk to them. They were sort of physically challenged, shall we say, and they're right here. They're right here. Aibon. Ai අද මෙතන ඇවිල්ලා තින්නේ.
ඇත්තටම මෙතන අපි බිහිරි අය ඔක්කොම ඉන්නේ. කතා ගන්න බැරි අය. මේ බලන්න මෙතන තියෙනවා අපේ බිහිරි කියන බෝඩ් එක. මෙතන තියෙන්නේ ඩෙෆ් කමියුනිටි කියලා. ඔව්. ඉතින් මේකෙදි අපි ඇත්තටම අපේ අයිතිවාසිකම් සම්බන්ධව අපිට හරි ජීවිතයක් නැහැ. මොකද කියනවනම් මේ රජේ සම්පූර්ණ වැරද්ද. මොකද හේතුව බලනකොට අපි ගොඩක් අසරණ කරලා තියෙනවා. ඇයි අපි අසරණ කරලා තියෙන්නේ? අපි එක පැත්තකින් sannivedana පැත්ත. අපි කොහොමද අපි මේගොල්ලෝ එක්ක කතා බහ කරන්නේ? අපිට දක්ෂයි. අපිට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි පහත් කට්ටියක් නෙමෙයි. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතනවා ආපෝ මුන්ට කතා කරන්න බෑ. මුන්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. එහෙම තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නේ. නමුත් අපි ගොඩක් පල්ලෙහාට දාලා තියෙනවා. ඒක. දෙවෙනි කාරණේ බැංකුවකට ගියාම මම ඇත්තටම ගියා BOC එකට. BOC එකට කියලා කතා කරන්න ගියාම මාව ගණන් ගත්තේ නැහැ. කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. සියලුම රාජ්‍ය ආයතන වලට ගියාම අපි ගැන ගොඩක් පල්ලෙහාට දාලා තියෙන්නේ. අපි ගැන මේගොල්ලෝ තේරුම් ගන්න නැහැ. එහෙනම් රජේ හරි විදියක් තියෙනවා. පරිවර්තකයෝ ඉන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේ එකක් නැහැ මෙතන. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. අනිත් එක මේගොල්ලෝගේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති වල ඒවා ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නේ නැහැ. මේවා අපි ටිකක් මෝඩේට අන්දලා එහෙම කළා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. අනිත් එක අපි සම්බන්ධ අපි ගැන හොයන්න ඕන. මේ බිහිරි අය මේගොල්ලන්ට මේ වගේ අයිතිවාසිකම් තියෙනවා. ඒතකොට ඒ වගේ තමයි තියෙන්න ඕන. ඒගොල්ලෝ මේව පිළිගන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් මේ ගෝඨාභය අනිවාර්යයෙන් මේගොල්ලෝ බලවා හරින්න ඕන. අපි කැමති නව රජයක් යටතේ අපිට අවස්ථාව ලැබිලා ඉස්සරහට යනවා නම් ඒ ටික තමයි අපිට විය යුත්තේ.
Thank you, Bhumi Stuti. Thank you. And that was another group of our people, Sri Lankan people. They may not be able to speak, but using the sign language and with the help of a voice, they express to you and to the government, hopefully, what they too feel. They also feel what the rest of our fellow citizens feel that it is time to say enough is enough, and it's time for them to go, including the president, despite the distraction of asking the prime minister to perhaps resign or change the government. From the way I stand and from what I hear and what I see, the people have unfailingly recognized that asking the prime minister to resign and the cabinet is perhaps a mere distraction, when the root cause of the problem should be where the buck stops, and that is with the president of Sri Lanka. 6.9 million people or not. The people here say that they voted, 6.9 million people voted so that the president can deliver strong government, strong governance, an end to corruption, and to restore security. Unfortunately, they have failed everywhere. And let's find out. Let's go for a short break right now. Have a look at this evening's headlines from the News First Primetime News team. We'll see you on the other side of the break at Galleface.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
And welcome back to Newsline Live, the People's Channel, TV1, Sirasa, Shakti, all part of the Capital Maharaja media stables. And we're here again on the streets of Colombo, right in front of the Presidential Secretariat. We would like to see if somebody here can tell us, sir, why are you here today? News First live on TV1.
Yes, because we are all against about Gota and Rajapaksa. Our daughters also full against. Say, daughters, say, Gota, go home.
Okay, sir, tell me, are you satisfied with the Prime Minister going home, or do you want the President too to go home?
Both I want to go home. That's only our country will serve. Otherwise, there's no way. They're all thieves. That's the only thing.
Do you want new elections?
Yeah, maybe.
Definitely.
Definitely, we want another election.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sure. Then we want the only educational guys who want to come to the elections. If we are keeping for engineering, for educations, for engineering, for a bachelor's qualification, same way we want for politicals, we want educational only guys.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for being on Newsline Live on TV1. Let's have a go and see if somebody else here would like to talk to us. Hello there, would you like to talk to TV1? Okay. And here you go, there's somebody else here. Hello there, welcome to Newsline. Do you speak in English?
Yeah, I do.
Why are you here today?
We're here because of the pain of the people. We've been suffering for so long, and it's enough now, you know, because speech in Sri Lanka, the prices are too high, inflation is really high. It's really difficult for us to live, especially for the youth. We have the future, and we really need a change in the country. So that's why we are here to make a change and change the government, hopefully.
Sir, tell me, do you think that this call by the President O2 that let's change the Prime Minister, do you think that's just a distraction? Do you think you want the President also changed?
Sorry, I couldn't follow.
Do you need the President also to resign, or only the Prime Minister?
I think the whole Rajapaksa family should resign, because it's never going to change if the same people are here. So we need something new, something different, so that we could change this country, because you can't really change something if the same leaders and the same people are within the country. So we really need someone else to run the country and save us from this hellhole.
And sir, how long have you been here? Is this your first day? Today is the 21 days.
This is my first day at Godagama, but I've been at a few protests at Sri Lanka. So we were here, we were protesting, and now we just met you guys.
Is it true to say that it's the students who are driving this protest, or is it the people in general?
I think it's people in general. Anyone who feels the pain of the country, who feels the pain of the people, and most of us, we were motivated by what we saw on television in Mirihana and Rabukkana, what happened to the people, because we feel what the people feel. And especially News First, when you guys cover these things, uncensored, unbiased, that's lots of respect towards you guys, because even I respect News First a lot. So that's why so I wouldn't say that it's just students or the youth, it's just people who actually feel the pain of the country.
Thank you very much for your time with Newsline Live on TV1. Thank you, sir. God bless you. And here's somebody here. Sir, ඔබතුමා අද මෙතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ ඇයි? කොහෙන්ද ආවේ?
මන්දන් හල්දුමුල්ල ගෙවල් මන් දැන් සතියක් විතර වෙනවා ඇවිල්ලා. මේ දේශපාලඥයෝ ඇවිල්ලා මේ 3-4 පැත්තෙම සර් මන් දුප්පත් මිනිස්සෙක්. මන් දැන් අවුරුදු 15ක් 20ක් 25ක් ඉඳන් මට ඉඩ කඩන් ගාල්ලක් කිල්ලුවා ඇවිල්ලා ඒවල් ලියුමට පමණක් සීමා වුණා. මම මගේ දරුවෝ වඩාගෙන මේ ජනාධිපති ලේකම් කාර්යාලයට ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා මගේ කිරිසප්පේ වඩාගෙන දැන් ළමයි ගන්න හරි මෙතකන් ඇවිල්ලා ලියුම් කාල්ලට විතරයි සීමා වුණේ. කිසිම අවන්ඩුවෙන් සාහනයක් නැහැ. මේගොල්ලෝගේ දෙපැත්තෙම දෙතුන් පැත්තෙම හේම දාස මහත්තයා නම් පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳට වැඩක් කරගෙන ආවා. මේ මිනිස්සයා නැති වුණාට පස්සේ ඇවිල්ලා මේ එක්කෙනෙක්වත් ඇවිල්ලා මේ පොඩි මිනිස්සයා ගැන සිතිල්ලක් නැහැ. මේ කිසිම ඇවිල්ලා සාහනයක් නැහැ මේගොල්ලෝගේ. මේගොල්ලෝ වැඩ වෙනවා මිසක ඇවිල්ලා ඒක පැහැදිලිවම තේරුණා.
ඔබතුමා ආන්නේ ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ අයින් වෙන්නද නැත්නම් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ අයින් වෙන්නද නැත්නම් දෙන්නම අයින් වෙන්නද?
මේ ඔක්කොම අයින් වුණත් කමක් නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලෝගේ කිසිම වැඩක් නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලෝගේ මඩිය තද කරගන්නවා විතරයි. මේ පොඩි මනුස්සයාට කිසිම සහනයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ ඇවිල්ලා. මේක මේ හොඳට මම මේ දෙයියන් බුදුන්ට අතුව ජීවත් වෙන මනුස්සයා මං ජීවරලා එළියට පරියව්. ලියුම් එව්වා. ඔබතුමා ජනාධිපතිතුමා සාතිකයි කියලා මං ජීවරලා ලියුම් එව්වා. ඒ වගේම එතුමා ජනාධිපති වුණා. නමුත් මං එහෙම එව්වා කියලාවත් ඉවරලා මට නිකම්ම කිසිම මේ මොනවත් නැහැ පිළිතුරක්. මට මේ ප්‍රමුඛත්වයක් දෙනවා කියලා ලියුම් වල තිබ්බා. එච්චරයි ලියුම් කාලලටම සීමා වුණා. මේ එක්ක කෙනෙක්වත් ඇවිල්ලා විශ්වාසයක් ගන්න බෑ. මේ රජේ මේගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම එකයි පැත්තම එකයි.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. Thank you. This is Newsline Live on TV1. Hello sir. ඔබතුමා අද ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ ඇයි?
අපේ ළමයි නිසා තමයි අපි ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ. We don't have any situation. පව් අපේ ළමයි. පව්.
Can you tell me in English why you're here today?
Actually, I don't know how to live here. Okay?
That's why. That's why you're here. Is it too difficult?
Also.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is Newsline Live on TV1. Hello sir. Why are you here today?
We came to sweep up corrupted politicians and every Rajapaksas.
Why only the Rajapaksas? What about the others?
Yeah. The corrupted politicians. Every corrupted politicians and every Rajapaksas.
Are you satisfied only with the Prime Minister going home? Or do you want
not only Prime Minister, President also go home. President and Prime Minister must go home.
Thank you very much for being on Newsline.
And around the corrupted politicians, around them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's cross the road. Let's cross the road.
අරකට උදව් කරන්න. ඔව් සම්පූර්ණයෙන් කරන්න ඕන. ගෝඨාභය ඇතුළේ අගපති දෙන්නම අයින් වෙන්න ඕන. උණු රජෙම අයින් වෙන්න ඕන.